Hey guys, today I've got some Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs for you. Let's jump into them. For this first craft, you'll need 4 picture frames from the Dollar Tree. You could also use the wooden frames from the stretched canvas that they sell, but I wanted to use picture frames specifically because it has glass. Using a combination of E6000 and hot glue, I'm just going to glue the 4 frames together, making a window. I wanted to cover up the seam in between the frames, so I'm using some of this spackling that I got from Walmart, but Dollar Tree sells spackling as well. And I'm just going to give it a coat to cover up this seam. And once I got to painting, I realized that I should have done a second coat and sanded again, so you can learn from my mistake. Um, Sometimes you can't tell how well things look until you start putting paint over it, and then the paint brings out the flaws. But it was okay because I wanted it to be sort of a rustic window anyway. I have this wreath from the Dollar Tree, as well as these 2 mini terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree that I painted with some gold paint from Walmart. These terracotta pots came in a pack of 3 for $1. They're the tiniest ones that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and they're going to be our bells. I'm just going to string them up on some twine, tying a double knot so that they won't come off of the twine. And you could put something inside there on the end of the twine so that the bells would ring, but I don't need these bells to make any sound. They're just decorative. And then I'm going to tie the bells, one hanging a little bit lower than the other, to the top of the wreath. Once my spackling dried, I gave it a good sanding, and then I'm going to give about 3 coats of this ivory chalk paint by Waverly. I went ahead and removed the tabs from the picture frame because we're going to glue the glass into the picture frame and they won't be needed. I'm using a combination of E6000 again and hot glue to just glue the glass right into the frames. I thought about doing frost on my window using some paint, but I saw a tutorial online where you take 1/4 cup of hot water, very hot water, 1/4 cup of Epsom salts, and a few drops of dish soap. And then you wipe it on your glass where you want your frost. And then when it dries, it forms crystals and it gives a frosty look to your glass. So this is my first time trying this out and I like the end result. It was very easy to do and I'll definitely be trying this method again on some other projects. You can see here that the glass now has an icy look, and with anything the first time you do it, I know now a better technique. You can see that on several parts I didn't go all the way to the edge of the glass. I didn't even realize that I didn't at the time, but I didn't want to. It wasn't worth redoing, so I just left it. I mean, it looks fine. I think it has a really neat look to it, and it was so easy to do. But I wanted to add some more chunkier snow just to the bottoms of each little frame. And I'm just going to use some Mod Podge and some Epsom salt to add some snow, like snow just fell on this window. And I like this little bottle of Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree because you can just, control it better, how much you're putting and where you're putting the Mod Podge. I'm using twine to hang the wreath onto the window, and I'm going to take some masking tape just for some extra reinforcement and glue over the twine that I glued down, and then put the masking tape on top for extra hold. Now I like the way the twine looks, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I have this ticking stripe fabric that I bought on Walmart.com. If anyone wants the link to that, just let me know and I can put it in the description box. But I really love this ticking stripe fabric and I just cut a strip of it to make a ribbon to tie, to cover up the twine to use instead of the twine. I just love this Christmas window, and I think I'm going to keep it on my vent hood cover in my kitchen. This next DIY is so easy. You'll need some of these candles in these tall jars from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take some brown paper. You could get some from the Dollar Tree. I just happen to have some 8.5 by 11 brown craft paper. And I'm just going to cut a little bit off the top and a little off the bottom to make it to where it just covers the candle inside the jar to where you can't see the white candle. But I'm going to tear, like using some water and making a line on the paper, I'm going to tear the edges instead of cutting them so it just has a more rustic, homey look. I got these Christmas carols out of an old songbook, but they were a little bit too long for this candle, so I'm going to just trim off the bottom part of each song. You can find these Christmas song printables online, like search it on Pinterest. There's lots of free song printables on there. Once you get your song glued onto your paper with a glue stick, you'll just simply wrap it around the candle and glue it in the back. You can leave it just like that or add some embellishments, and that's what I'm doing here. I have a little wreath that I got off of an ornament from the Dollar Tree. I used the rest of the ornament for another project. I'm just going to wrap some twine a couple of times around the candle and then add the embellishments. I saw this idea on Pinterest, but it didn't have a link. It was just a picture. So this is Pinterest inspired. But you could really do these any way you like and customize them how you want them to look. hope you liked today's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any time I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next time.